A sense of unease is often dismissed as overthinking, yet it can carry more significance than mere imagination. Decisions in life are rarely simple. Sometimes they appear straightforward, but subtle signals can indicate that a deeper evaluation is necessary. These signals, often referred to as instincts, are the mind and body's way of processing information beyond conscious reasoning. Throughout history, countless individuals who achieved great success have credited their ability to trust their instincts with avoiding serious mistakes and seizing important opportunities. Consider the story of Aaron, a young engineer working for a mid-sized technology firm. Arun had been given the responsibility of leading a project that promised to bring significant revenue to the company. On paper, everything seemed perfect. The client appeared reputable, the timelines were manageable, and the initial projections were highly optimistic. Despite this, Aaron experienced a persistent feeling that something was off. The details did not align perfectly in his mind, and he could not pinpoint why, but a quiet voice suggested a closer examination of the project before proceeding. Initially, Aaron dismissed this feeling. He thought the warning came from stress and inexperience. After all, everything in the reports seemed normal, and senior colleagues encouraged him to move forward without hesitation. Yet, the instinctive caution did not fade. He found himself paying attention to small inconsistencies that had previously seemed insignificant. A delay in communication from the client, unusual demands in the contract, and discrepancies in previous project references. These minor anomalies, when observed together, suggested that a problem might emerge if the project continued without further scrutiny. Rather than acting on impulse, Aaron used his instinct as a guide to investigate further. He cross-checked client references, reviewed project documentation more critically, and even consulted an external advisor. The instinct that had initially seemed vague transformed into a structured analysis. Weeks later, it became evident that the project contained hidden risks that could have caused substantial financial loss for the company. Aaron's willingness to listen to his instincts not only prevented a potential disaster, but also earned him recognition as someone capable of prudent and strategic decision-making. This story highlights a critical principle. Instincts are not the opposite of logic. They often precede logical analysis. Neuroscience explains that instincts originate from the subconscious mind, which processes information from experiences, observations, and subtle environmental cues faster than conscious thought can. When a person ignores these signals, it is usually because the subconscious information conflicts with conscious expectations or desires. In Aaron's case, the surface-level data suggested the project was safe, but instinct guided him to deeper investigation. Another example can be found in the field of healthcare. Nurses, doctors, and emergency responders frequently rely on instinct in addition to clinical data. A seasoned nurse might notice subtle changes in a patient's behavior, breathing patterns, or skin coloration, small details that do not yet appear in medical readings but suggest a problem is imminent. By acting on these instinctive observations, medical professionals can intervene early, preventing complications or even saving lives. Ignoring such instincts can result in overlooked warning signs, delayed treatment, and adverse outcomes. Instincts are not limited to professional contexts. They play a vital role in everyday life. People often experience situations where a stranger's behavior feels suspicious, or a business deal seems too favorable to be true. In these cases, ignoring intuition can lead to vulnerability, mistakes, or regret. Conversely, Respecting these subtle feelings allows for safer decisions, avoidance of harm, and more mindful interactions with the world. One of the reasons instincts are so powerful is that they are informed by accumulated experience. Even when a person cannot consciously articulate why something feels wrong or right, the brain has unconsciously recognized patterns, past experiences, and potential outcomes. This accumulated knowledge, processed by the subconscious, produces the instinctive signal. While conscious reasoning may require time, instinct is immediate. This is why leaders and innovators often describe moments of decision-making as gut feelings that directed them toward correct choices. The educational takeaway is clear. Ignoring instincts can prevent the identification of potential risks and opportunities. While analytical thinking is critical, it should complement, not replace, instinctive awareness. People who combine instinct with reason often achieve better outcomes than those who rely solely on data or logic. This combination allows for early detection of hidden risks, anticipation of future challenges, and recognition of opportunities that might otherwise be overlooked. Cultural and historical examples reinforce this lesson. Entrepreneurs who have built successful businesses often recount instances when instinct led them to pursue unconventional ideas, pivot their strategies, or decline lucrative offers that carried hidden risks. In scientific discovery, researchers sometimes follow hunches or curiosity-driven exploration, which later results in breakthroughs. These examples demonstrate that instincts are a fundamental component of learning, growth, and decision-making across diverse domains. In daily life, practicing the recognition of instincts requires reflection and mindfulness. A person might take note of recurring feelings of discomfort, unease, or excitement. Journaling, meditative observation, or thoughtful discussion can help distinguish between emotional reactions and instinctual signals over time. Developing the ability to interpret these signals enhances judgment, improves decision-making, and fosters a deeper understanding of oneself. Returning to Arun, his story did not end with the successful avoidance of a business disaster. His practice of listening to instincts became a defining habit. In subsequent projects, he found that early attention to subtle cues allowed him to manage teams more effectively, negotiate better contracts, and identify opportunities that colleagues often overlooked. His career trajectory changed not because of luck, but because he cultivated the ability to recognize and respect his instinctive insights. Instincts can also play a preventive role. Consider a simple scenario in personal safety. A person walking alone might sense unusual attention from someone nearby. This instinctive alert does not require conscious proof. It arises from the subconscious mind, detecting subtle behavioral cues. Choosing to heed this feeling, perhaps by changing routes or seeking a safer location, demonstrates how instincts operate as early warning systems. Ignoring such instincts can increase vulnerability, while mindful attention to them can prevent harm. In educational contexts, instincts guide learning and adaptation. Students often experience moments when a particular method of studying feels more effective, or when a line of reasoning seems plausible but slightly off. Paying attention to these feelings allows for adjustments before errors accumulate. Similarly, educators who notice subtle signals from students, such as hesitation, engagement, or confusion, can modify their teaching approach, improving comprehension and retention. Ultimately, the lesson of instincts is closely tied to awareness, reflection, and action. They provide an early signal, a chance to investigate, adapt, or correct course before problems arise. Ignoring these signals can lead to missed opportunities, avoidable mistakes, or even regret. Trusting instincts does not mean abandoning reason. It means integrating subconscious insight with conscious thought to navigate life more effectively. In conclusion, life presents countless situations where small, subtle cues indicate much larger patterns. Paying attention to these cues, understanding their significance, and acting accordingly transforms the way challenges are addressed. Aaron's story illustrates that even when a warning cannot be immediately explained, acknowledging it, investigating it, and responding with care can prevent failure and promote growth across professions, relationships, and everyday experiences. Instincts provide an invaluable guide that complements reasoning and enhances decision-making. By cultivating mindfulness, reflecting on recurring feelings, and observing subtle signs, it is possible to strengthen the connection with one's instincts over time. These skills lead to better judgment, greater confidence, and improved outcomes. The educational lesson is clear. Instincts are not optional. They are essential signals that should guide, inform, and direct action, always considered alongside careful analysis and thoughtful planning. If this story and lesson resonated, take a moment to reflect on situations in your own life where instinct could have made a difference. Recognizing these moments can empower better decisions in the future. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel for more stories and lessons that inspire, educate, and motivate. Your subscription ensures you never miss insights that can change the way you approach life, work, and opportunities.